Hello, this is the project about challenges of future um, which is about aircraft electric green taxiing system with intelligent rear view camera. Here's the agenda: introduction, opportunity, recognition, the problem or the pain, solution, product improvement, advantages, summary. Let's go through the introduction. So first of all, most of us wondering when we get a flight and we get boarding in the airplane, wondering how the airplane pushed back and its engine still off. Basically, the airplane pushed back using a tug truck in an operation well known as a pushback and startup. Let's go through the pushback procedure. Pushback procedure requires the airplane, traffic tower permission, and collaboration among other people, the pilot, a technician, or an operator, depends on the companies, and the pushback truck driver. They have to work as a team in order to achieve a safe pushback from the gate to the taxiway to get the aircraft engine start up in a safe place. So they work together, they get the permission from the aircraft traffic tower, and they push back the airplane from the gate to the taxiway. That's very important procedure. They have to make sure everything is clear behind the airplane. So let's go and I would go through some details to explain this operation exactly. So the ground surface must connect the two bar between the aircraft and the truck, and which is known as a towing truck. At the same time, there is a steering pin called nose gear lock pin. This pin should be placed on a position to inhibit steering pressure that coming from the cockpit to the nose gear. So that allows the truck to move the airplane and change the position, change the direction easily without no damages to the nose gear steering system. Then the ground crew must make sure that the area behind the aircraft is safe and clear of vehicles, trucks, equipment, and any other obstruction before to proceed the pushback or the startup. So when the flight deck crew are ready for startup and take the traffic tower permission, then they inform the ground surface crew they are ready to push back. Then the pushback operation start up. They push back the airplane, and they can give them the permission to start up the engines. So here is the opportunity recognition for the procedure. So as we can see in the accidents photo, so here's an accident has happened because the towing bar has broken, and the engine of the truck driver didn't notice that. So at the same time of the pushing back, then as we can see in the photo, the truck damaged the airplane, the nose of the airplane. So we can see in the other photo, which is the second one about the dangerous distance. So that person who's walking under the airplane, this is the technician or an operator who gives the flight crew permission to give them that the area behind the aircraft is clear, and give them the proceeding of the engine startup. When the everything is clear, no no any foreign no, when there is no cars, trucks, any other people working behind the airplane. But as we can see, he in this picture, he's close to the engine intake. So just because this airplane is a wide body airplane, so in the smaller one, the engine closer to the person, and he has to make sure the safety area, the safety distance between the engine intake, and by his walking is steps is he has to be very careful about that, because some people has getting injured by this. And also he needs to synchronize his steps between with the pushback truck. So as we can see, this procedure takes a lot of time, and we can see how many people working to get this procedure has done. So it has many people working to finish up this procedure. Just it takes 3 to 5 minutes, but sometimes 2 to 3 4 minutes, but we can see how many people working on that. So here is the solution for that has come from a project that some companies working on that, which is the solution for that electric green taxiing system. The electric green taxiing system is innovation system that is going to replace the traditional method of pushing the airplane back from the gates, which is about a motor installed in the main wheels of the airplane. This motor can push back, can move the airplane from the gate to the taxiway, even to the runway, without using the engine's power. So you can keep the engines shut down until the point that the airplane would like to get by this motor. We can see here this innovation will reduce fuel consumption, will reduce even the gas emission, and which is the other important thing, noise for people who working close to this area. So the people who working here in this area, who are working in this area, they should wear a muffler to protect their ears, and also they have to be carefully, because everyone work in the such an airplane, and when the one of them getting ready to the flight, they are moving behind the airplane, and they don't know just by the some lights, and they have to be carefully with that. So this procedure also has something missing. So the improvement of this product, which is which is about adding a rear view camera. So incorporate a rear view camera to the system that assists the cockpit crew to enhance the RAM safety, since the RAM full of ground support vehicles. And as we can see, the camera will cover the behind of the airplane, which obviously the captains, the cockpit crew cannot see behind them, and the camera, this camera will allow them to see the what's happening behind the airplane, and even keep the safety for the system of the electrical green taxiing working smoothly and nice. So This idea is very simple and easy to apply since the most system components are available in the market. Also, the camera view is going to be shown to the flight crew in the common display units in the cockpit, as we can see in this picture. So this one will this camera will cover the area behind them, even there is no even there are some trucks behind moving around. They can see it and they can stop the motor to stop the airplane from moving back. So here's I would go technically for the camera position. Camera position will be installed in the rear bottom side of the fuselage, right behind the tail take skid marker. The reason for choosing that place gives wide view and closer rear area, and also to take the advantages of the wire bundling passing through the auxiliary power point, which the APU. This reduces the total installation cost, and after installing the camera, the wiring will pass. We can see here from the behind the airplane through the electronic equipment bay, in order to synchronize the camera through a junction box with the aircraft main computers, in order to send the signal to the cockpit display unit. So this procedure, this camera with the system, with the electric green taxiing system, will add a lot will remove a lot of pains for the cockpit crew, and will allow the will make the system work properly and more safely. So I'll go here through some advantages. One advantage: reduce fuel consumption. So we'll reduce fuel consumption as long as the engines still shuts until the runway, shut down until the runway, and reduce the gas emission. Here's some companies, most of the airline companies consider the fuel consumption and the gas emission. So as we can see here, the now most of the companies and industries around the world are aware about the global warming and the climate change, and most of them try to would like to contribute with a little bit to reduce the emission. So here's the reduce foreign object damage. During the at the gate, always there's objects around the close to the gate, close to the airplane. When the engines start up at that area, there is a chances for the engine to the engine intake to suck some foreign objects. These objects will go through the engine and will make damage to the engine. So this will cost a lot of company, a lot of the for the maintenance and overall. Reduce ground operation time, as I explained it in the beginning. So we saw we need many people to work on that, to work on the pushback. Ground crew just drive truck and with the operation with the flight deck, with the cockpit, with the crew. So these people are working together just to obtain the safe pushback to the airplane, to get the airplane ready on the taxiway. And as we can see, these people here will take their money and This operation will reduce the money. So when we need to remove the airplane, or when the airplane is ready to the flight, this operation by electrical motor and with the camera, so you don't need all these people working with you, so you can go without anyone. So you will not pay you will not pay the fees for the operation or the service company. Also, improvement by reducing the engine ingestion jet blast. Here is another important thing for people who working in the airport. Reduce the engine's noise. So the engine's noise is very important, and this system will reduce the engine the noise. So here's the summary. The electrical green taxiing system is an outstanding idea that is going to change the traditional way of pushing back an airplane off the gate. This system is going to add many advantages to the airlines companies who seeking every small idea to reduce the operational cost. In addition to that, the rear view camera is going to assist the rear view for the flight deck crew to enhance the RAM safety, since the RAM full of ground support. Also, this camera will make the pilot fully aware of what happens behind the airplane and more comfortable to move off from the gate safely. And here is the reference, and thank you for listening.